Welcome everybody to the Avants family channel. I'm Ms.Thang, and today I am going to color a donut to show you guys how to do it. Okay, first we draw the circle, and then I use a cup to get the smaller circle because those are kind of hard. And that's when I realized I just colored on the cup. So now I realized I forgot to do the rest of the black, so I pick it up. So I do the squigglies for the icing. 2 gigantic eyes. Aw, these are adorable. A tiny smiley face with a tongue sticking out. That is so stinking cute. Okay, now I'm going to use the beige for the donut color. And I'm trying to make sure that I do not touch any of the black or get into the icing because I don't want beige icing. And yes, I'm playing with the mic. Okay, real quick. I messed up a couple times on this because what I was doing, I forgot to use the bowl, and that's why I brought over the cup. And the icing is going to be kind of hard because there's a lot of icing. And also, don't forget that you cannot, I repeat, you cannot get the eyes with the thing. But that's when I scribble in the eyes a bit when I did that. Okay. So now we have to get, and I'm making sure that I do not color the tongue. Because the color of the tongue is supposed to be pink, not beige. And also don't forget to like and subscribe. Now as I color the color of the donut, we are going to do a special little painting at the end of the video. So don't forget to be excited for that. Uh-oh, something's wrong. Uh-oh. I figured out how to do a voiceover over a voiceover. Okay. Hold on. Well, I'm super duper excited for that. Okay, so right now I'm just coloring all the beige to make sure I don't mess up any of the beige, because if I do, that would be really horrible. And I'm just making sure that everything and everyone is happy. And I know I'm kind of yelling. I'm trying not to, but it's kind of hard not to yell because I like yelling. So, yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to grab. Okay. So right now I am drawing the eyelashes. And yes, there's a cut. It's because I was trying to get some of it. And I'm editing. Yay! Okay. So now I'm doing outlines of the white because I don't like how the skin was touching it. Okay. Something bad's happening. I'll be right back. So now I'm coloring the icing. I'm coloring the icing because you know how donuts have icing, right? But what I did forget to do is add sprinkles. Like, everybody loves sprinkles on their donuts. Well, Lefty says otherwise. But, yeah. So we're going to come up to the painting in a little bit. But right now we got to finish this icing. Okay. So now I'm trying to make sure I don't get into that hole. So I'm just taking a shortcut. So I use my marker to cut some so I can color it. And now I'm just going to scribble in this. I'm going to make a little loop-de-loops, and I'm going to color around it in, and I'm going to color the inside. Okay, I got the icing done, so now we're moving on. Okay, so this is all done. Don't forget to like, by the way. Okay, moving on. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm grabbing my paint, my paintbrushes, and my paper. I made my own little, well, also, right now I'm using a pen to draw my shapes. This is the extra, by the way. So I'm drawing random shapes I made up. And, yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm going to paint a picture, what I created by myself. There's no help involved. And I made this type of painting up. And the little blue thing in the corner, that is a paint palette I made out of an egg carton. Okay, so now I'm using a mustardy yellow. Trying to squeeze it into the paint palette. And now I'm going to use a bright regular yellow, the sunshine yellow acrylic paint. So now I have a dark green. I have a grass green acrylic paint with a booger hanging out. The booger won't get out. Okay, hang on. Okay, so now what I am doing is I am pouring the paint into the paint palette. I'm also showing off my paint. So now I'm using a green grass, light green grass color. Okay, now I'm going to use the mustardy yellow to color that corner piece of paint, which is happy, exciting. So I am making it look like a sun a little bit, and it doesn't. I don't mind if you get it on the black because it doesn't need to be perfect because you're going to color with black paint later on. So don't worry if you get it on the black. So now I'm using a sponge to use a classic sun yellow. For a bigger shape, I'm using a sponge, trying to be careful because most of our paintbrushes were dry because I forgot to wash them after I painted. So I had to use a sponge. Okay. So next I'm going to be using another paintbrush for, I'm pretty sure, the light green. Maybe the dark, I'm pretty sure the light green. No, it's going to be the light green, yeah. So I'm going to paint right beside the yellow. And this is the tree green acrylic paint. And I'm just going to be painting. And I'm trying not to get it on the black, but I don't know why, because I don't know why I'm trying to be really careful, because if I get it on the black, who cares? I'm going to be painting over that. Okay, and this is a very long video, so I'm sorry if you don't like long videos. Too bad. Please, just subscribe. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you. And I also like to sing. Do you want to hear some? Okay. And now I'm using a dark green to go over some of the paint splotches. So I'm just being trying to be careful so I don't get into other colors because that's kind of important. So if I do, well, I don't know. But when this is done, it's going to look very pretty. And yes, I'm actually painting on the thing. And I'm trying to hold it still with my hand, so I'm sorry. But we'll be back when it's done. Okay, so now I'm using the light green again, so yeah. I'll be back when we're working on the next part. Okay, so now I'm going to use some black for some outlines and a background. I'm trying to be a little careful because I don't want it looking not like I tried. And I'm trying to be very, 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 very careful because I don't want to get into any of the other colors, and yes, I just dumped the black. And I don't want to spill it because that would make a mess. And I was running low, so I had to refill it not that while later, so yeah. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm adding black to do some outlines. And I'm going to be very, very careful because I don't want to mess up anything because it looks very good right now. Okay, so that's when I stopped to make sure that I got everything perfect. And you don't need to wait for anything to dry, so if it smears, you just go over it with more black, so don't worry. But when you do need to make sure the colors are dry, but by the time you're done with the black, the colors would be dry. And what you're going to do while I'm asking that is because you're going to use some white, grab a small brush, dip it in the white, and you're going to do a little spots. And yes, I totally messed up. I made this up, I made this type of painting up by myself. And I need to make sure that I remind myself to always make a frame.
can't turn it down.
And I'm making sure that I get the frame perfect and not to paint the table. But I regret saying that because I spoke too soon. Because I ended up painting the table. I write with my right hand. If you do too, cool. If you don't, still cool. And I'm currently painting the picture frame out of the black paint, and now I'm doing the bottom part, and then I'm going to use some white. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I am actually going to work on the white. So let's get started. So what I'm doing with the white, I am using it to create some spots. So it would look like a star galaxy. So yeah. Okay, so now I am working on the spots, and as I'm doing so, I am also fast forwarding because I would like to make it go. Okay, so now that time has slowed down, I'm going to really make sure I don't get any of the black. So. This is the donut, and here's the painting. This is the donut, here's the painting. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and see you all next time. Bye!